My brain's splitting off in so many different directions. My brain's splitting off in so many different directions that no one has the answers to. My dad was a shrink. Certain things upset me. And my dad was a shrink. Certain things upset me. And my dad was a shrink. Things upset me. What's the furthest star, and then what's beyond the furthest star? What's the furthest star, and then what's beyond the furthest star? What's the furthest star, and then what's beyond the furthest star? Questions that no one has the answers to.
I'm Jeremy Greer.
And I'm Gary Butterfield.
And this is Days of Future Cast, the podcast where Gary and I talk about a lot of stuff, and some of it happens to be comic books. We're in the middle of X-Statix. We're at X-Force 121 on this episode. How are you doing today, Gary?
I'm doing all right. I'm tired.
Okay.
It's been a kind of a rough couple of days. I'm feeling behind on work and stuff. So in answer to your question, not all right.
Not all right.
But I'm getting there. I made bad food decisions yesterday. Like I didn't have an appetite.
Mm-hmm.
So I ate very little. And I went to sleep and my stomach was doing all kinds of weird shit. And I woke up just feeling like garbage. Like my blood sugar was really sunk. And we happened to be very low on groceries. So I had to kind of like construct a meal out of what we had. Ended up like having plain yogurt, but nothing to do with it. So I like sprinkled sugar on plain yogurt.
Okay. So hard times.
So essentially sour cream and sugar.
Okay.
And then, so I'm okay now. And we have groceries on the way, but I'm seeking stability in my meters.
I feel you.
And tonight's going to be a good re-rack, I think.
Good. I hope so. I hope you feel better. I really do.
Yeah, thank you. That's the goal. I've got some chores I got to do. I've got some WAP work to do, and then some orb work to do. And then after that, I can take the evening and just kind of relax and try to recalibrate.
You said WAF. Is that wet ass fan fiction? Is that what that stands for?
That is wet out for fireballs.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, wet ass pussy out for fireballs.
It's WAP.
The first
out
W
for
stands for
fireballs.
WAP. Yeah, the first W stands for the entire acronym of WAP.
I love it.
How are you doing?
I'm good. The most recent hurricane has seemed to completely miss me. So that's good news. And otherwise, life is life.
Mm-hmm.
I continue to be relatively okay during some really hard times in the world, so I can't really complain. And having fun talking about X-Statix and X-Force. So
yeah, comics have been a balm. I've been reading a bunch of Dawn of X stuff. I was first reading just the Uncanny run, and then I ended up reading all of Marauders, which did turn out to be good. So shout out to the Slack, shout out to Zumbini for encouraging me to finish that one, saying that one was worth sticking with.
Are you?
Because it was.
How is it weird reading modern X-Men stuff? Like with us doing like kind of older stuff all the time, and like, is it like, do you care about that like month to month like continuity nowadays? Like, are you kind of into it, or do you just like, are they strictly for escapism purposes?
It's not about the continuity. It's more like when I feel like reading comics, I sit down and see what's available. And then I just kind of read what's there. It's more like, can I have something to read that is entertaining and good? So I'm vaguely interested in where the plot's going, but I do forget about it, until I pick up an issue again.
Gotcha. Okay.
I will, right now I'm all caught up on those things. So it's gonna be hard to like sit down and read the new ones. I think I might wait a little while and then read a few of them in a row.
Yeah, because Marvel Unlimited is now what, like 2 or 3 months behind?
3 months.
3 months, which is incredible. Like, I don't know. Honestly, don't know why people buy comic books. Like, it seems like a terrible idea. Just wait 3 months. And no, I don't actually
ads for Nissans.
Go buy comics. Like, it's better for you. But
it's a good deal. It's really nice for work and everything. Unfortunately, my neighborhood I moved into doesn't have a comic store.
Oh no!
So yeah, it's like this neighborhood is great. It has a lot of like beautiful things. When one of the, I think you came out for, no, because you came out for Duckfest. Yes. You did not come out before that. I lived in a neighborhood where I just spent their time there for the summer, and then moved out again because of dumb lease stuff. But there was a restaurant near there that was incredible. and it actually closed down and moved to this neighborhood.
Perfect.
It's amazing.
Best
Like
news
it's
ever.
now, it was, yeah, it was 10 blocks from my house there. And then I took 2 years off and now it's 10 blocks from my house now. Like it moved with me. But yeah, no comic store. That's the big unfortunate bit. So
That's a bummer.
yeah. So we're moving into a new arc. We've kind of, we completed the first arc. Coach is gone. The team is now under direct control of its owner,
Yes.
Spike Freeman. There's no intermediary. And we have a little 2-issue breather arc. We're kind of in this section of like, we've established a status quo. We're going to do smaller stories, set up subplots before our next major arc,
Yes.
which is a really good one. We haven't started that one yet, but that is super good.
And the first thing that we're going to do is pick new team members. So we're seeing footage of the Spike, not to be confused with Spike, the team owner, but the Spike, who can grow bones out of his skin. We all know this dude. And the core conflict to begin with is that the anarchist, another black guy, is not hot on the Spike at all.
Yeah.
And it seems to be like it's I love the way this is written because it feels very natural for like Guy, who is not like a white dude. Like this dude his skin is purple and he's a mutant. But like he's very much like he hesitates to say the word racist, and Hugo Girl is like, it's not racist to say the word racist, dude. Like chill the fuck out.
Yeah.
And there's definitely like a conversation happening around here, which a lot of people feel naturally uncomfortable talking about. And they're going to get into the backstory of Anarchist a little bit. That's going to play directly to that. And I think all of that is really well done and super interesting.
Yeah. There's also a lot of like, so the name of this 2-issue arc is Lacuna. But it deals with a character named Lacuna who I'll meet, but it also largely deals with the anarchist. This is his first kind of highlight. I mentioned before that Hugo Girl, the orphan, and the anarchist are the central 3 characters. And this is the first time we've gotten some real inner monologue.
Yes.
From him, and kind of understanding, they're watching the highlight reels. They watch these things of these mutants killing people, when we're introduced to this Spike, he has cornrows. He is, has a bunch of tattoos. He's coded as very urban.
Yes.
And he shoots these spikes, and that exchange, that racist exchange, is because the anarchist says he sounds like a glorified spear chucker. And that's where Orphan's like, isn't that racist? He's like, it is if you say it, but not if I say it.
Yeah.
I really like that the mutants who are different colors are just white, rather than trying to get into like, well, I have all these bumps on my skin and I have super sensitivity and I'm not the color white. But it's like, no, like you're culturally white.
Yeah. Down that path is Kitty Pryde's literally saying the N-word in a comic book, and we don't need to drive down that road.
I hope I die before Kitty Pryde says the N-word.
Oh, dude, that has absolutely happened already. That's
when was that?
That was like Claremont stuff.
Was I asleep?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
There are panels
I
where she says the N-word
that.
and compares it to I think being called a mutant
because she's Jewish. Oh no, because
the mutant
boy.
thing. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's rough stuff, man. I did not. I must have forgotten about that. There's a really subtle little bit here where Eddie is going off to teleport away. Like Anarchist is saying, I don't want to have him on the team. He's not special enough. And they're like, well, if you don't want him, you don't want him. Eddie's outfit is changing. She changed outfits, but then in these panels, she wears 2 different hats.
Mm-hmm.
They're popping through. This is foreshadowing of things that are happening as she teleports away. We cut over to this, like what I like a funny scene that I like quite a bit of Vivisector and Fat on a yacht partying with Spike Freeman, the owner, basically saying like, talking about how unpopular they are, and also like, why aren't you, part of the selection process? Why are they excluding you? He's trying to seed a division.
Yes. Because that's what he wants. He wants the Civil War and the Ecstatics so that he can sell his video games, as we learned in the last issue.
Yep. And he's like, make some noise, tear it up, do things, provoke your other teammates. They are more popular than you, but you need, they've had more controversy, but it's all fake. The reason why they cause that controversy is marketing, and you guys need to do that.
I love that throughout this conversation, we see Spike kind of strapping stuff on, like some buckles and some other stuff, and like
parasail.
And at the end of it, he leaves the conversation by just parasailing off his yacht. Like it's very,
my work here is done.
It's very 3 Comma Club, like trillionaire bullshit. Like I love it so much.
Yeah, super good.
So that's see you guys later. He says as he parasails off his yacht to places unknown.
Just a great little subplot that's going to roll through these two, like, comic relief subplot through these two issues. We go back to a party at kind of the Ecstatic's mansion, and the Anarchist and Orphan are in a hot tub, talking about, like, crushing. Like, Orphan is crushing on you go girl.
Yeah.
And
Anarchist can barely, like, really pay attention to anything that Guy says. Seems like most of the time, and he's just like, "Am I getting chubby? Like, what?" And he's like, "Also, like, you go girl is probably just, like, saying that she wants to sleep with you because you're the leader, and that's what she wants to be. Like, this should not be very hard for you. Like, you should figure this out."
Yeah, she wants to be the man before the man, or the woman behind the man.
Yeah,
rather. Orphan looks behind him, notices something, and the water is filled with, like, miscellaneous sea creatures. And all the models that they have partying are freaking out.
Yeah, someone just put a bunch of catfish in the fucking pool, man. Like,
yeah, catfish, octopi, like, all kinds of shit.
What is happening?
I love this. Yeah, I love Anarchist saying, "What the hell is going on?" Orphan saying, "Somebody is making fun of X-Force," and he goes, "That's our job."
I like all of this too. Then someone has written lacuna on like the above the bathrooms. It looks like above the showers. So like who or what is lacuna? They have no idea what's going on.
It's a place where firecrackers go to the bathroom.
Sure, of course.
Like, it's like both doors have the black cat symbol from firecrackers.
They do. So. They absolutely do. Yeah. If you want to go blow up a toilet with the cherry
pocket
bomb,
only. Yeah, use either of these doors. Like, I love the catfish that's in the Anarchist pocket when he gets up, and you can see it kind of straining against the outside of the pocket. That's a really great little touch.
Extremely good.
Yeah. We cut over directly to Anarchist investigating this. He's asking what lacuna is, and he's asking Miles, asking the vivisector. He says it's a missing portion of something. So, like in a manuscript, a missing piece of text.
Yeah.
And Anarchist is like, "What, you mean like a blank spot?" And Fat says, "Oh, are you calling my homie a blank spot?" And starts a fight. And we cut immediately over to the security camera where Spike says, "Go on, my little profitable units. Fight. I love calling them profitable units.
I just want somebody for the end of 2020 to cuddle me in bed and call me a profitable unit. That's the end game. Like that's what happens when you get promoted off the Amazon line. You stop packing boxes and you start getting cuddled by
become a profitable unit.
Oh man. And we are also watching, after this little scene plays out, we go to Edie and Guy, who are watching a pilot for Edie's new show, where she looks like she's just kind of kicking ass, and she's real excited about it. Like, she is super into it. It kind of looks like a fluff piece to Guy. He says this is pretty trashy.
This pilot, and she's kind of defensive about it. Like, no, I'll actually have input about the life of X-Force, and he kind of teases her about it, like, "Oh, you're just trying to keep the world safe for unbridled product placement." And she basically says, like, "We don't know how long this gravy train will last."
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm trying to get fucking paid over here. I don't know what you're doing. Like, we're not saving the world.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't know how long this will last. We have this lifespan. Let's live. I can teleport you to this beach in Mexico, and we can be naked in like 2 seconds. Like, she's coming on to him real strong. But he's hesitant because he was talking about to the Anarchist about it earlier. Like, he's the team leader.
Yeah.
He is caught between being a Cyclops and, being not a Cyclops like in a Greek sense, but Cyclops from the X-Men and being, a member of X-Force.
A Cyclops and a Wolverine, I think is what you were trying to go for there.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Scylla and Charybdis and a Cyclops and a Wolverine.
Yeah. Wife guy and a simp. I think they're the two differences.
Yep.
And you know what?
Whoever
you think is which one says a lot about your personality. I'll say that. So
Phoenix wife guy.
Phoenix wife
Madeline Pryor wife guy.
Imagine just being the dead wife guy, and Cyclops is like, "Why me?
Yeah,
why is that my word?"
Cocoon at the bottom of the ocean, wife guy.
Dead on the moon, wife guy. This shouldn't be a meme. It's serious, says Cyclops, the dead wife guy.
Yeah, it's not me. She's trying to convince him, like, "Hey, we're not embarking on an affair. That's normie stuff. Like, we're mutants. We make our own rules." But in the background, we see our first glimpse of Lacuna.
Yeah.
She's painting her name in the background, and I love this little like pop art call out of the arrow, just like dink.
Yeah,
making sure you see her. And we cut over to her. Like the editing in this issue is really fun.
Yeah, it really moves.
Almost every page is a new scene, you know?
And this is Lacuna, who is named Woodstock, having this conversation with her parents, who are obviously extremely rich, but also extremely permissive. And like, so she's like, I'm not going to eat this stuff. She's at the dinner table with them. I'm gonna go give this food to the homeless. And they're like, well, I mean, there's no homeless in this neighborhood. Like, first off, but like, if you want to drive down to San Diego, like we could do that. Like, and she's like, no, now I don't want to do it anymore. Stop it.
They're like incredibly supportive, incredibly wealthy hippies.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I mean, they named her
and this
Woodstock,
is obviously
so.
They named her Woodstock. This is obviously troubling. We cut over to a press conference here, where they're saying we haven't made a decision about the new team members. We're exploring our options, and people are doing foreshadowing in the background. They're like, "What about Venus de Milo?" And he's doing PR stuff like, "Great, perfect mutant, great record, no comment." What about Dead Girl? Let's just say her chances are alive and kicking. Like he's doing sound bites. Yeah. Until the Spike crashes the press conference, calling the anarchist Captain Coconut. And he's renamed by the National Association of Keeping It Real, which is not a recognized body as far as I know.
This is the dorkiest like insult stuff that I've ever heard in my life. Watching Lovecraft Country, the main actor whose name I have forgotten, and he's cast in some Marvel bullshit too, I think, or maybe it's a DC thing, but he is this like completely like ripped looking dude who just like is kind of portrayed as a complete dork with like kind of dorky reading glasses all the time. And it's just like, it reminds me of this dude a lot, of just coming in and being like, I'm gonna call you Captain Coconut. And like, can you not? I mean, I get it. Like he's black on the outside, but white on the inside. Like they explained the joke. Thank God, because I did not get the joke to begin with. But I like it's just so incredibly corny that you just are like, wait a minute, why are you so corny at this? Like you should be better.
Incredibly corny. Well, the answer here is that Peter Milligan, a 60-year-old white dude, is writing this. Coconut, of course, refers to black on the outside, white on the inside. Here. And he's stirring up trouble, and the press conference people are loving it.
Yeah.
What are you saying, Spike? And he's like, well, in an interview, Alucard stated that being a black mutant in this country is like being black with a little extra black added. And my question is he a black man who's a mutant or a mutant who's black? What is his primacy?
Yeah.
Is he still keeping it real? And again, like the press conference people are just absolutely eating this up. Like encouraging this violence.
And Edie jumps in and is like, well, that's a super dumb question. Like, am I a woman who's a mutant or a mutant who's a woman? And he says, like, you're white. And she says, that's not how I choose to define myself. And before we can go down that rabbit hole, like, Guy breaks in and it's like, hey, let's table that. let's not do that anymore. Let's not have that conversation.
It's so weird, like trying to figure out Peter Milligan's like how he handles race in this. And I haven't been able to find any like essays about it from people of color, but like there are parts of it that do feel weird, like the Captain Coconut line that's super dorky, and there are parts of it that are really well observed, specifically when it comes to white people interacting with race. Like that instinctual, that's not how I choose to define myself. Like that's something that definitely like ex-Karen would jump to.
Sure, yeah. Oh God, they gave her superpowers. Like, Jesus Christ.
There's by my house, there's somebody running for office named Karen Power, and there's just a sign. It's a yard sign with no other things on it. It just says Karen Power.
Nice.
Like I really like it. But that feels very lived in to me. Like the idea of like just like when confronted with something about race, leaping to be defensive.
Exactly. Yeah. Excuse me. The anarchist just like pops up and is like, hey, screw this. Like this, who I am or what I do is none of your business. Like, this was, we passed on you because it was, and the guy tries to step in and is like, we passed on you. It was a group decision. And anarchist is like, no, it wasn't. I passed on you because I didn't think you fit the team. I don't think you can cut it. Yeah. And Spike, of course, accuses this of well, that's because you're scared of me. You don't want someone coming in being younger and badder and blacker than you. And there's a moment where everyone thinks that he's going to kick his ass, and then it just doesn't happen.
Yep, it cuts over to Lacuna watching this, with a media expert who's saying it's all staged to make things seem, politically relevant. Of course, they will avoid dealing with real issues of race, gender, and capital in this country. It's a little meta commentary.
Yes.
And Lacuna is saying they don't understand what X-Force is really about. We cut over to back to the press conference where Anarchist walks away. They're saying, he's backing down. Vivisector and Fat capitalize on this.
Yeah, it's time to
and this is
time to get our spotlight.
This is real good. Yeah, I love it. Like he's just like Fat's like, that's my brother you're dissing, and Vivisector's like, yes, brother dissing, as he turns into a werewolf to attack him.
Yep.
And there's a great line here, like, this is more like it. Folks, there's nothing like a mutant slugfest to get your mind off the thorny topic of race.
Love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, very funny.
We jump into the bathroom where Anarchist is washing his hands and kind of has this inner monologue of like, I'll just need to do this one more time. Now they're absolutely clean. They're fresher. They're cleaner than fresh white snow. And he looks at his hand. He's like, no, I need to do this one more time. When Edie pops in, and starts kind of talking like, what do they call this? Like obsessive compulsive disorder or what? And he's on the defensive and wants her to get out. And he tries to vaporize her. Like he tries to attack her.
Well, he kind of has like, I read this as like he has like an attack, like he has a fit. Like he doesn't try to attack her. He just kind of explodes.
Oh, okay.
Because he blows the wall out behind him.
Okay.
Because he just looks like he's really stressed out by this to me. But I mean, it definitely could have been that she like dodged it.
Yeah, I didn't, because she says like in the next panel, like as a general rule, it's a good thing not to vaporize people, particularly on Prime TV. Like I kind of assume like because they go from like this kitchen area to like a living room area, but I really don't know. Like I guess it could be absolutely be either way. So
she says that in response to him saying maybe I should have done that to Spike.
Gotcha.
And then she's like, well, as a general rule, don't vaporize people on TV.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, yeah. So we're good.
Yeah. And she kind of mollifies him. She's like, if you had done that, then everyone would know that he was right. And that's ridiculous. And he's like, yeah, that's ridiculous. We cut back over to them doing the reels again. And this time Spike Freeman is there. And he's like, no, he's impressive. Like he's X-Force material.
Yeah. And not just because our names are the same. It's for other reasons
yeah,
too.
He basically says like, we have to hire him because of this press event. Like X-Force cannot be seen as racist. Guy says we aren't. He's like, right, but you have to be not seen as racist. Yeah. We can't just have like one black guy on the team. And again, that's like sensitive kind of thorny stuff, but it is the kind of decisions that shitty hyper-capitalists will make. They will be calculating about their representation.
Yes. From here, we go back over to the pool. The X-Force Ecstatics team spends a lot of time just fucking relaxing, and I very much love it.
I love it. Yeah.
Vivisector and Fat are in the pool, like just playing around. Edie is on the side of the pool reading her script, and they're kind of talking about, Vivisector and Fat are kind of fucking with Anarchist a little bit to the point where he starts heating up the pool water to basically boil them alive. Yeah. Like, dude is short on temper right now.
Yeah, yeah, and he's just, Fat gets under his skin. He's like, stick to your book, Miles. And Fat, I might give a damn about what you think when you stop being a white boy who wishes he was black. And Fat says, when you stop being a black man who wishes he was white. Ooh. And this is what sets him off. Orphan had come in and said, like, maybe we should give him a trial. Yeah. And that's kind of also what set him off. They look like they're about to fight. And this is where Lacuna reveals herself.
Yes.
And I love the tone deafness of this.
100%.
Like, ta-da, it's me.
Yeah. The person that you definitely know about and are aware of. And she immediately says, like, I'm the person that's doing all of that crazy stuff for you. And, Anarchist, what crazy stuff? And the guy's just like, like the fish and the hats and stuff. Like, I guess, whatever.
Fish and the funny hats. Yeah. And she's trying to promote for being on the team. I've been trying to prove how useful I am. And this is one of those characters that Marvel makes that's like an absolute Omega level mutant.
Yeah.
That they don't like pay attention to. Like being able to stop time for everyone else except for yourself is just incredible. She can kill anybody. But they just forget about her after this. Like she becomes a supporting character in this book. But just like an incredible power set.
Oh yeah.
She's saying I would be really useful, and they're saying you have to have a track record, you have to go through the right channels, you have to have an agent. Mm-hmm. And she says, no, like, I know you guys, like, I believe in you. I know that you're actually committed to justice. Like, you play a game with the media, but you're real heroes. I'm going to prove it. And they're still questioning her. And she says, if you say so, or if you say no, I'm going to throw myself into this boiling water and you'll be responsible for my death. And the last panel is Eddie, and I love the facial expression work on this. Yeah, no, she just
so
wants to see what
excited about it.
happens.
She's like, "This is going to be great. I don't know who this chick is.
Yep.
I'm going to watch her boil it live, and she'll be out of my mind for the rest of my life. Like, it's going to be great."
Yeah, or just call her off. Like real good ending.
I like
this issue. Real good issue. Too.
Real good issue. Like, as you said, the editing and like all of that is super good. I really like Lacuna's outfit. I like her costume. It's like it's super classic X-Men in a way that none of the other people's costumes are, and I really dig that. Like, I don't know, it just looks really cool.
And she obviously made it herself.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is like really charmingly dorky. I like this character a lot. Like, she does show up later in the series as a supporting character. But I like that she gets this little 2-issue highlight arc.
Me too. Yeah, I'm glad she comes back because like I kind of dug her whole vibe, to be honest with you. Like, it was just like there's something about the, like you said, like the complete tone deafness, like the just not reading the room at all, that's just really charming. And she's just like, "No, guys, it's me, the exciting going. Like, I've been doing all those pranks," and they're like, "We have got a lot of shit to worry about, Lacuna. Like, we do not need you right now.
We don't traffic in pranks." It's also like kind of a precursor to Kamala Khan, the Captain Marvel, who is like, that character is really great because she's a huge fan of superheroes, and like she brings that in, like when she joined the Avengers and everything, like she was just like, yeah, like I fucking love Captain America. Having a character in the universe be very enthusiastic about other characters in the universe is refreshing and fun. Yeah, I think.
Absolutely.
So
that's the issue. That's the episode. If you like this podcast, go out and tell all of your friends about it. That's the number one way that podcasts grow, it seems like, without turning you all into a weird cult for you to give me money and that I can get arrested.
Street team.
One of the two. Yeah. That's our only options. If you want to support the show directly and the whole network directly, go to patreon.com/Duckfeed.tv. There's a whole wide variety of shows for you to listen to. Go check all of those out. They're super good. Donating a few dollars per month gets you access to all kinds of exclusive content, including stuff that Gary and I have done, Gary and Cole have done, Gary and Will have done. Mostly just stuff that Gary has done. I guess I can just simplify that whole statement.
I do a bunch of bonus shit. There's also, you get bonus shows and you get things early and you get an episode, or you get access to the Slack.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly fun.
It is.
It's a good place to talk about not only comics, but also Hades in the Everything to Guppy channel.
Hades and comic books, everybody. That's the two
things. As much as it is destroying Will, that the Hades chat has this gravitational pull. Come in and fuck him over by talking about Hades more.
I'm done with my Hades stuff, so like I've been like poking in and like, oh, there's 150 new posts in this channel. Like, I'm just going to not read that and going right to the end. Since it's not my podcast channel, I don't feel compelled to read every single bit of text. So sorry for your loss,
compelled.
Will.
Yes. Rip to a real one.
To a Will one.
Will. To a Will one. Will's still alive. If he dies between when we record this and this comes out, I'm really sorry. And you're one of my best friends, Will.
But honestly, like that would kind of be the vibe for Everything to Guppy, and we would just put this on the Everything to Guppy feed because that would be the vibe.
That's the kind of, if there's any show where we could genuinely wish death on a co-host that did die, it's Everything to Guppy.
Sure. Yeah.
So
go listen to that. Tell your friends about it. We'll see you in a couple. We'll see you in a couple of days with more X-Force.
Good night.